11:53 in the morning on a Thursday, 13th of February 2025. Weaver, Genesee, Roseman, California. Social media in different channels and formats are full of what's been happening and not reported enough of the destruction of the United States, and we approved it. But no one talks about that one. Nobody talks about accountability or responsibility or transparency, but they're trying to get it. We have court systems about to be dismantled by the Trump administration, including some of the seats that Trump put in last term that he was in. And because Trump can't deal with the Constitution being applied, he wants to take the judges out and tear apart the seats in the justice system. Musk, on the other hand, is just going crazy with the agencies, trying to shut them all down because Trump gave him the authority. Should have been given by the Congress, but Congress, according to some reports, are wimping. And the American people voted in their representatives. And yet I hear crickets. In a town like mine in Roseman, California, we're in a Trumplican territory. We're in Trumplican County of Kern County. Our town is fine with it. We have hypocrites on the keyboard. In person, they're kind of nice, according to one poster. I hate to tell these bastards, but you guys authorized the insane asylum. Now you got it. They don't know what to do about it, and they don't care to do about it. But wait until they start losing stuff. More and more. Lose the freedom to speak. I'm waiting for the social media to crash and burn. I'm waiting for this because it'll be on their hands, not mine. They wanted this. They got it. They really wanted this. But they don't care. They don't care. They don't want to care. They don't want to deal with it. They don't want to deal with anything of it. And I hate to tell these guys, but they're in for it. More so than what they realize. They're talking about lost pets, problems with housing, people coming up and stealing stuff from them. And then you have everybody else going crazy because of what's been happening. We have our country slowly tearing each other apart. We're just not understanding this shit. People are stupid. Our town's counting on it. They don't realize that some of them, probably a lot of them, are depending upon federal aid. And when that's gone, then what do? I am dependent upon federal aid for my life support, for food, for rent, so I can pay bills and keep survivability going on. This may be the last month. If Social Security is really cutting it, is being shuttered, there's going to be a lot of people out there going to be homeless, hungry, and without any place to call home or have clothing on their back, let alone food in their stomachs. But we voted it in, and nobody accepts it. We've been told, and they don't care. Nobody gives a shit. So in trying to get a town to admit what's going on, I have to egg these assholes on. I have to send this stuff out to them to show them their hypocrisy. They can be pissed off about it. That's exactly what they're going to see. That's exactly what they want to do, is be pissed off about it. They don't want to deal with any solutions. They just want to be pissed off at the problem and blame everybody else. And that's what we're dealing with right now as it is. We don't have enough national outrage over the stupidity we voted in office. And we can't admit that we made the fucking mistake. Some of the media organizations tried to do that and they got bullied. They got bullied. And they would call me a troll. And I'm a troll. I'm posting. I am a troll. I'm a libturd libtard. Am I proud of it? Actually, I am. I've been called out one when I got into this place all over a decade ago, and I discovered that these people are two-faced as hell. They'll try to be nice to you in person, but when it comes on the keyboard, they're vicious as hell. So, keep calling them on it. I won't get the people liking this channel of mine. Screw it. I'm doing what I'm doing right now as it is, and they don't fucking like it. I don't give a flying fuck. I don't. What do they want me to say or do about it? I'm saying how our country is going downhill left and right. Some people actually want the old agencies torn apart. Elon Musk, a fucking billionaire. What the fuck does he want with our country torn apart? He doesn't want his business interests, his personal interests invaded, violated, or whatever the hell is going on through that damn skeevy fucking mind of his. But hell with everybody else. He has to be number one. And he supported our ineffectual Congress and president, not to mention screwing over our damn our justice system. And we don't fight it. Guess what? But does he want this civil war going on? I know some of the pastors are saying, well, we need to have peace. We need to. No, we need to have a fucking war. I'm sorry. We need to have a fucking war. We're going to have a fucking war in words. We're going to have a fucking war in attitudes. The one war I don't want to see, and we're going to be getting close to that damn point, is when we start using arms on each other. We're going to be repeating 1860 all over again. It's not just. It's not about segregation. It's not about the blacks. It's not about the Latinos. It's not just about them. It's about everybody. It's not about states trying to leave the Union. No. It's states at war with each other, with our neighbors, with our government that we have right now, with the billionaires controlling everything else. We have an ineffectual Congress that doesn't want to do a damn thing, doesn't want to take the power. But even so, you have to have consent to be governed. If we lose that, then we no longer function as a country. We no longer function as a nation. We no longer function as something great, theoretically, in front of people. We're going to be invading countries because we got dummies want it. For no damn apparent reason except for some kind of dumbass legacy. We're going to be invading Greenland, according to the rhetoric being pushed around. We're going to be invading Panama, according to the rhetoric pushed around. And we're going to be invading Canada. We're going to be changing the name. Actually, we changed the name from the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Should have been to the Gulf of Trump. It should have been to him because Everything's revolving around him, but to the billionaires, it's like, what the fuck? Why not? We'll own the country. If Musk really wanted to own Greenland, he could have just gone over to Denmark, made some deals with them, and just owned the fucking country. Or how about doing that to Canada or Panama for that matter? No. He's staying back. He's going to be dismantling everything else because everything else revolves around SpaceX and Tesla and his lunacy. Hell with everybody else that are dying across the world. Massive starvations in other places, not to mention our own countrymen in America, if we still have this country left, that are trapped and threatened with life extinction. Basically, we got people in other countries that the Americans are in are going to be threatened to death, or not to death, just threatened of death, or just be killed outright. We have people who think that Christianity is what we're doing right now, is shutting things down and not helping out our neighbors. And they keep saying that Christ is a liberal, he's wokeism. The books that they have is explicit. 4 chapters. Mark, Luke, Matthew, John. In their own areas, they are explicit on what Christ had said. You're a Christian. Now, this is how you try to be a Christian. But in order to be this way, you have to kowtow to the damn bullies. And during that time when Christ was around, we had bullies called the Roman Empire. Do we need to have the Roman Empire? No, we have the Republican Empire, or do we have the Muscovite Empire? I don't know what. Are we going to be seeing the United Nations break apart because we are breaking it apart? You know what I'll be seeing next for Trump to do? Is pulling ourselves out of the United Nations physically, telling New York to shut down the United Nations building and to expel every damn ambassador out of there. In fact, go to every damn place of ambassadorial, every embassy. Tell them to get lost. You're no longer here. You're no longer wanted. They'll be doing the same damn shit to us. They'll be closing down our embassies, kicking out our representatives. I wouldn't put it past them to do this shit. But this is Christianity for you. This is Christian nationalism. This is the kind of bullshit I keep hearing left and right. We need to, according to them, we need to have our country just the way it is. Screwed up and nobody else gives a shit. This is what's happening right now. This is our legacy. This is what's happening. This is 2025. Project 2025, operated by Project Horizon, is working. We are not going to have the United States of America. We're going to have somebody else's version of what the United States of America is supposed to be. We're not going to have the U.S. Constitution. It's going to be someone else's version of it. Eventually, we're going to have a civil war. We're going to have a civil war. And unfortunately, we're going to be tearing our country apart so badly. We're going to have the countries that we have opposition towards. They're probably going to say, do we really want this piece of real estate right now? Do we really want to subjugate them or not? I don't know. Are we worth it? Is this country worth it? Is the land worth it? Is the material worth it? Is the people worth it? There was a movie back in the 80s. Patrick Swayze was in it, God rest his soul, called Red Dawn. Country, this one town out beyond the Rockies was getting invaded by the by Cubans, sponsored by Russia, and they were going to hold a town. And it took the town's kids to rise up a rebellion, and with the sacrifice of their own lives, make sure that the town was secured. The war was going to continue on until maybe 10 years or several years down the road. Or I forgot what the ending was, but there was a monument to these kids who fought. So I take it we're going to be going in this kind of situation here. We're going to have paratroopers coming through here. I mean, I've heard the horror stories about Black Hawk helicopters coming in with UN troops. So basically, we're talking about the other countries, the other sovereign nations coming into our township over here, and doing a number on America, on its home soil. I heard a lot of fanaticism and militant malarkey. And they're so sure that it was going to happen. I kept telling myself it wasn't going to happen. Maybe you should. Maybe you should. Give me 1 second here. So, here's the thing. Am I going to be joining in it with that exclusive group of becoming a militant? Or a troll? Well, troll, yeah. Or am I going to be one of those guys popping off on all those conspiracy nut job theories and following like crazy and then hearing other people saying, see, we told you. Maybe because I was trying to hold on to the idea that maybe somehow, some way, we actually did follow the United States Constitution. But I guess not. I guess we're not allowed. I guess we're not going to have that, are we? I guess the Constitution is going to become null and void, isn't it? I'm going to be attracting so many no, I won't be attracting anybody. Because I'll probably be saying it. Maybe the militant groups are right. And unfortunately, they want to spread the anger and hatred towards anybody and everybody. If they really cared about the Constitution, how come they weren't following it? So, no, that's not my Constitution. That's not my form of government. That's not mine. This is the paperwork I follow here. And they usually get the Constitution rewritten to their needs, their own version of it. But the actual Constitution that a lot of people had sworn, I even swore it every single day from K through 12. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I pledge allegiance. I'm pledging allegiance to a damn flag, but it's supposed to be a representative of the country I was theoretically living in. Until today, when we are following our own core values, when we are following our misguided values, when we are following other things that we have to see about how our country is falling apart left and right. We could try following other places that are showing off their uniqueness, but you got a real truth we have. I'm going to be facing a world. I'm going to be facing a land that is going to be arguing with everybody. And so far, it's not helping us much. I'll talk more when I can.